Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, and today's video is going to be all about book series that I absolutely love. I have selected 5 series that I absolutely would like to rave about to you, and some of these you may already have heard of because I've mentioned them in some of my other book videos, and some of these are also very popular on BookTube, but also some of these are a little bit more under the radar. One book series that I love that I won't be mentioning in this video is Harry Potter, because that kind of speaks for itself, I guess. So these are all like the series that I love apart from Harry Potter, you could say. So 5 series, and the first one is this one. This is Lockwood Co by Jonathan Stroud. The Lockwood Co series is one of those books that I think more people should be talking about on BookTube because this is absolutely lovely. This is a YA story about teenagers who are combating the problem, and the problem are ghosts. And it takes place in an alternate universe where this problem occurs. The story is set mainly in London. It feels a little bit Victorian, but there is technology, so it's sort of like a little bit steampunky, I guess, like on the sideline, you could say. And the only people who can see the ghosts are children and teenagers. So they all work for these agencies that try to deal with ghosts. And this is all about a teenage-run agency that is trying to sort of chip away in this ever-growing market of people fighting the problem. The last book in this series came out last year, so this is a completed series, and I'm definitely putting off reading that last book because, yes, I want to know how it finishes, but I also really like the characters in this book. In this book series, and I just can't part with them just yet, so I'm definitely putting off reading that last one. But this is a great, fast-paced, action-packed read. That's something that you're looking for, then this is definitely a good book to try. The second series I would like to rave about is one that is definitely known to people on BookTube, and that is the, I'm never sure what the series is actually called, but this is A Darker Shade of Magic, which is by V.E. Schwab. I just recently started reading this, and oh my, I'm in love. I love the characters in this, I love the setting of this, the world building. And in case you haven't heard of this yet, this is an adult fantasy story that is set in different Londons. So there are 4 different Londons in this story: Black London, White London, Red London, and Grey London. Grey London is the only one that is very close to our sort of knowledge of London, but it's set in like the early 18th century around the reign of, I believe, George III/4. Plays a role in this. And then Red London is a parallel London where magic exists. So in Grey London there is no magic. In Red London magic thrives. In White London it's kind of starting to cause destruction. And then in Black London that world is pretty much ruined by magic. And it's about Kel, and he's a magician who can travel between these different Londons. And then on one of his travels he meets Lila, and together they set off on this journey. I really love Lila and Kel as characters. Like I mentioned, this is also, again, action-packed, and the magic and the world in this are just really great. And I really like how, for instance, in the second book in the series, you get to explore more of one of the types of London, whereas in the first one, you definitely get an idea of all 4. In the second book, it delves more into one of the other Londons. So I really enjoy this series, and I can't wait to read the last book of this. The next book is also very new to me. This is a series that revolves around 2 detectives, Frey and Adolphus McGray, and it's written by Oscar de Muriel. This is the first book in the series, called The Strings of Murder, and the story all starts when Frey is he works for the London Police Department in 19th century London, just after, like, when the Jack the Ripper cases are going on. Something goes haywire, there's a bunch of politics going on, and that means he loses his job. But he is especially commissioned to go up north to Edinburgh, and that's where he's put into the special division that specializes in the occult and strange, which is led by the very illustrious Adolphus McGray. The banter between these 2 characters is absolutely lovely. It's very sort of like Holmes versus Watson kind of banter almost. So it's very much just like bromance kind of thing. They kind of love each other but hate each other at the same time. Also realize they kind of need each other, but they don't want to admit that. And I've read the first 2 books in this series right now, and I absolutely love it. I've read the second one in one sitting pretty much, and the fourth book in the series is coming out in April, so I'm very much looking forward to reading more Frey and McGray. A book series that, again, I think more people should be talking about on YouTube is Ben Aaronovitch's Peter Grand series. The first book in the series is called Rivers of London. Mine is a very battered copy. I've lent this to a friend, and now we're both hooked on this series. The next book is actually now finished and comes out, I believe, in November or December. I guess somewhere towards the end of the year, the next book in this series is going to be coming out. And if you don't know what this is about a constable, Peter Grand, and he realizes on one of his first days on the job that he can do magic. And then there's this special police department within the London Police Department that focuses on magic, and that the head of that department becomes his teacher, Nightingale. And yeah, and then there's the Faceless Man, who is this like nemesis that pops up in some of these books. It's an absolute fun read. It's urban fantasy, so that's something that you have to like, because it's very much set in like real life, everyday London, but it fuses in a little bit of mythology with like Greek goddesses that rule the Thames and all these different rivers in London, which is why the first book is called Rivers of London. And there's all these other mystical elements to it. And every single book seems to explore something and makes this world a little bit bigger. And yeah, it's magic. It's someone who's learning to do magic. The magic system in here I really like as well. And yeah, it's just a bunch of really great characters too. So this is a book I highly recommend. And then last but not least, another very famous booktube series is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. If you don't know what this series is about, it's about an assassin, Selena, who is in the first book taken out of her prisoner camp by the Crown Prince to compete in this competition for to become the king's assassin. And she's not very much in favor of the king, but then all of these mysteries start to unravel, and it keeps unraveling as the stories go on. I do have to say, by the fifth book, this definitely feels a little bit like far-fetched sometimes, but I do have to say that as the series expands and grows, some of the characters, side characters that are brought in, I personally really like. I love Manon Blackbeak, I think. I don't know. One of the witches, Manon, that she focuses on is absolutely gorgeous. I really like some of the fae that occur in this book as well. And I just really love the story for the side characters more so than for the main characters. And I just can't wait to see how this ends. So those were the 5 book series that I personally really love. And I'm very curious to hear what are your favorite book series. So please leave a comment down below and share what you really like to read when it comes to book series. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And subscribe, because I make new videos twice a week now. And that's on Thursdays and on Sundays. So I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye.